Yes, hello, this is Danhausen here, very nice for evil, and you are listening to Bob After Dark. Subscribe or be cursed.
From Mothman and Nessie to the spirit that haunts your home, welcome to Bob After Dark, a podcast about legends, lore, and the supernatural. So turn your lights down and your volume up and enjoy your trip to the shadows.
Hey there, children of the night, and welcome to Bob After Dark, the show that takes you into the shadows and goes and says hello, everything that goes bump in the night. I'm your host with the most that enjoys toast, Bob, and alongside of me, as always, is my ever wonderful, ever vampiric, ever cape-wearing, and forever the heartthrob of Bob After Dark. Currently being compared to Jonathan Taylor Thomas of the Bob After Dark world.
Yeah.
That was a real quote from earlier today. The Jonathan Taylor Thomas of the show, Count Panic himself. Oh, hey there, Count Panic.
JTT from the 90s, yes.
Can you turn me up just a little bit?
We're turning you up now, Bob? Okay, I'm going to turn
because
you
you
up.
turned it down to lower.
Well, the music was...
Okay, that's
there
perfect.
We go.
No,
now
no,
here we are.
Yes, you're fine.
But you know what, Bob? Yes, here we are back, another episode as we get to the veil thinning here on another episode of Bob After Dark.
You know, you might want to ask me where the veil thinning is at currently.
Where's that right now, Bob?
So it's like a fine pudding.
A fine pudding, a
You know,
figgy pudding.
A figgy pudding, you know, it's like, I shouldn't say pudding, it's like a Jell-O mold, you see, and you can see through the Jell-O, but it's a little cloudy, and now in a couple weeks that'll turn into like looking through saran wrap, and then eventually it'll just be full on.
And now
right
we're there,
in front of you.
boom.
Boom, and then the veil will be invisible, and it'll be thinned.
Just like that, Bob, just like that. But yes, we're here. The veil is, like you said, pudding stage right now, and it's only getting thinner from here, Bob.
Yep. So that's the current veil status. In case anybody's curious, the veil is thinning.
Okay.
So
ready.
next week you could start saying it's at its thinnest, and then the following week you could say the veil is at its thinnest. So 2 more weeks.
So next week it's where?
Next week it's thinned. It's the saran wrap.
Thinned.
So it's like you're looking through a saran wrap. Right now you're looking through a Jell-O mold.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. We got to do an episode about the veil.
Sure. I mean, we do an episode about the veil every week.
Just the historical aspect of the veil and thinning.
That doesn't sound like a very exciting episode. That sounds like a lot of historic metaphysics that only Jack Chavez would probably enjoy.
We'll have to bring him back for the veil episode here. But yes,
speaking of Jack Chavez, I hear if you say his name 3 times, he appears, kind of like Beetlejuice.
well, you said it twice already, right?
Yeah, so why don't you say the 3rd time?
Jack Chavez.
And he's here.
Oh, whoa, I was just in my bedroom. What's going on?
How did that happen? The magic of
radio,
radio.
everybody.
Yeah.
You summoned me, Bob?
I summoned you, Jack. Welcome to Bob After Dark, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome to the Paranormal Researchers Celebration Month, where we're celebrating paranormal researchers, because paranormal investigators get all the love, but the people that open up the books and do the research don't get enough love, in my opinion. So we're celebrating investigators. We're not just investigators, but researchers this month, and you are my finest paranormal researcher I know in IRL.
Well, I appreciate it, Bob, and thank you for having me here. Now, you promised me cookies, Bob.
I did not promise you cookies.
Bob, that's the only reason why I'm
promised
here.
him cookies, Bob.
I'll bring you a cookie on Saturday.
Okay. All right,
He's
that's
repping
fine.
the brand, too. He's got the shirt
I know.
on.
I forgot that you owned one of my shirts. I was looking at that, and I'm like, man, where'd you get that from? And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I sold merch in person.
Yeah.
These days, all my merch is online, right?
I have your pin. I have the Bob After Dark shoes.
The pillowcase?
The pillowcase,
pillowcase,
the Bob
yes.
After Dark body pillow. you see.
Lunchbox? Yeah.
On one side of the body pillow, it's me, and then you flip it on the other side, and it's Count Panic.
That'd be something to look into. I couldn't believe, Bob, though, in our history, that Jack, I could have sworn he was in the studio.
We've had Jack on the show, so Jack has
calling
been.
in.
We've had him call in,
Yes.
like over the phone.
Could have imagined him sitting there. I thought he was sitting there.
Now Jack does everything by candlelight. Now I don't think Jack's electric bill goes over $20 a month. I'm impressed that he runs the biggest paranormal group in Chicagoland, and I would argue probably the biggest in the Midwest. But No, Jack still runs everything by candlelight. His computer actually runs by a hamster running in a wheel, you see.
That's right, yeah.
And then when the hamster gets tired, Jack actually has a little bike pedal that he does. That's why Jack looks as good as he does, is because he keeps himself fit.
Keeps active, yeah.
Keeps active, so he sits there and bike pedals his computer powered, you know.
There you go. The Amish could learn from him.
So we'll get to Jack and Just here in a moment. We got to get the Count Panics weekend update because people will bring the torches to the door if I don't get a weekend update from you.
Bob, let's see. What did this weekend have in store? Well, there's more kind of just getting this festive spirit, Bob. Going out there, walking around. The leaves are starting to crunch, so I may walk around in some leaves. I know it could fly, but I chose to walk amongst the leaves. But other than that, nothing too out of the ordinary, too crazy. But man, oh man, the weekend's coming up here. There's a lot going on, I tell you that.
I was in Omaha.
Omaha.
And then I was stranded in Iowa for 24 hours.
Why were you stranded in Iowa?
Oh, because of a car breakdown.
Oh, in Iowa?
Yes, so quick shout out if he's listening to my pal brother James from Ghostbusters Peoria and Hiccup Heartland. Oh, jeez, I don't know. They're Hiccup Paranormal. They're the Heartland Paranormal group. They'll be there Saturday. At
They
the
picked
Scares.
you up out of nowhere.
They drove 6 hours to make sure I could get on the road.
Wow.
So shout out to James. Appreciate you making sure I stayed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I didn't die. That was very nice of you.
I mean, what would have happened if you were just
I had a plan. Somebody was going to save me from Iowa, even if it was going to be myself. I was getting out of that state. No offense to my listeners from Iowa, because I do know you're out there, because I read the statistics and I see where people listen from, so I do know there's listeners there.
Were you able to? Did your car at least break down somewhere where you could have bar or something like that?
No. Middle of nowhere.
So what'd you do? Kill time.
Got a tow truck. The tow truck came and picked us up, and luckily the tow truck driver took us to a hotel.
Oh.
So we got a hotel for the night, but then we still had to wait all the time for James to get there to help fix the car and or tow it.
This sounds like a spooky movie.
It would. I will tell you, it was like planes, trains, and automobiles, man. But we made it. We survived.
You survived. That's the main thing.
Yes.
You live to tell about it.
Jack, how was your weekend?
You know, Bob, I was waiting for that call when your car broke down.
Oh yeah, I love it, Jack.
Yeah.
You want to drive out to Iowa to come get me?
I would have gotten you anywhere, Bob.
I appreciate that. Do you know enough about mechanics to get my car back up and running?
Look, Bob, I drive a carriage with a horse and buggy, so I couldn't help you there. But
Bob would have liked that.
I mean, you would have fit in with half of Iowa, man. Let me tell you. And again, I'm not. I love my listeners, so I'm not against the state
even
of
the
Iowa.
ones in Iowa?
I love. Iowa's got the biggest truck stop. Did you know that? The I-80 truck stop is the biggest truck stop in the world.
Yeah.
What?
And I love stopping there. Yeah, that's
I
true.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've been there. A few months ago, I was there.
Yeah, and it's a cool place to go, and
Yeah.
it's massive, and they got a whole food court in there, the whole nine. And
Wow. You could live there.
you could, I guess. I'd rather not live at the 80 at the world's biggest truck stop, but
I mean, somebody probably does, Bob. But hey, before you go continue on with the meat and potatoes, could I do a quick plug for our friends at the Learning Center?
yeah, we have a couple plugs, so
Yeah.
let's do the Learning Center first.
This is I know there's a big event Saturday, but before that, the night before, you could have a whole spooky weekend here planned. This is from the folks Lara and Emma from the Challenger Learning Center. They were guests on the show a couple times
Yeah,
before.
we did the spooky space episode.
We're trying to work them back in too, so it'd be nice to have them back on. It's been a couple years or so, but at the Challenger Learning Center of Northwest Indiana, located in Hammond, Indiana, it's the thrilling and chilling Fright Lights Laser Show. The Fright Lights Laser Show. That's this Friday, October 17th at 6 p.m. $15 per person. All ages are welcome. You can purchase tickets today at www.clcnwi.com. That's clcnwi.com. Again, just located here behind the campus of Purdue Northwest is the Challenger Learning Center. And this is for this Friday's October 17th at 6 p.m. Fright Lights Laser Show. They do it big, the Fright Lights Laser Show. They're playing spooky music, Bob, with lasers going off. Can you believe
lasers? How cool is that?
that? Laser beams.
Yes. So
Freaking laser beams.
our friends at the Learning Center. Thanks, guys. We hope your event does really well.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is a big major event.
See, this is why you can make a whole weekend here, Bob.
I know.
Saturday, we're
the
going to
Saturday,
talk
the
about
Sometimes Scaring is Caring Festival, hosted by yours truly, Count Panic himself.
I'll be hosting it. Yes, this Saturday, October 18th.
Yeah, and then there's going to be 3 paranormal speakers there. Last week you heard Rebecca and Pat from Ghostly Podcast. They were our guests last week. They'll be there. Our guest this week, Jack, will be there speaking with... Are you there? Are you bringing a co-host?
No, just myself.
Are you going to talk by yourself for like an hour?
I'm going to figure it out, Bob.
Jack, that's so sad. None of your coworkers would... Your paranormal co-host would come with you?
They abandoned me.
Well, I'm not coming to Indiana.
Somebody will show up. But the address to that, Bob, again, Club Cuyahoga. Thanks to Club Cuyahoga for having us out for this Saturday's scaring is sometimes caring event. It's 5220 Indianapolis Boulevard. That's 5220 Indianapolis Boulevard, East Chicago, Indiana. Don't be fooled. There is a building in front of Club Cuyahoga, but you know what, Bob is. We're going to talk about promising some things that will make sure you get there and find it. But $5 only. Come for 3 great podcasts, some spirits and vendors, and it should be a great time.
There's a cash bar so that you can get your spirits on.
Spirits,
Your Spirits and Spirits, which was the name of my TV show that never came out. Now I'm depressed.
Oh, no.
Jeez, Pat.
I'm sorry I said spirits. Okay, beer and whiskey, and whatever you choose.
You can say spirits. It's fine. Yeah. The show will come out someday. I promise you. Someday it will come out. Just not yet.
No. Well, with anything, Rome wasn't built in a day, Bob. Sometimes it takes time for things to happen. Yeah.
All right. And so you guys can check us out there. And then...
what time does that start, Bob?
6 o'clock the doors open, but I'm telling people to get there at 7.
6 o'clock the doors open, so you could come and have a beverage. But 7 o'clock the actual podcast starts.
Yes.
And we got to thank too, as well as Club Cuyahoga, Chuck Pullen for helping us out with that, as well as
thank you, Chuck, and our friends at the
friends of friends.
Yes.
We got a call too.
All right, caller, you're on the.
We'll take it live.
Okay, yeah, caller, you're on the air.
Oh, hey there, Bob.
Oh, hey there. Who is this?
This is your brother, the Stick Switch.
Oh my God, you were actually listening.
Of course I was.
Oh my God, did you enjoy your shout out?
Yeah, well, you kind of, it was not accurate, but I appreciate the effort.
Well, how is it not accurate?
Fake news.
He drove 6 hours to come rescue me. How is that not accurate?
I mean, first of all, you were a half hour away from the middle of nowhere. I mean, we had to go for a half an hour just to get the parts store to get another part, but we did manage the rescue, which we're all very proud of ourselves. And then the other part was HICCUP stands for Heart of Illinois Center for Unexplained Phenomena.
Yes, thank you for that, because I couldn't remember the acronym, but I did say HICCUP.
You did, yeah.
And you can find HICCUP on Facebook just by typing in HICUP Paranormal, and you can find them right on Facebook. I linked them recently to my page, and they will be there on Saturday.
Yep. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that.
Of course. And our friends from Ghostbusters Peoria are coming out too, which is really exciting.
Well, yeah, all these listeners, they finally get to meet Ghostbusters Peoria. That's exciting.
Yes, and the Stick Switch himself will be there to sign corn husks. And that is an inside joke. I am not making fun of James by any means. That's a legitimate... James once sent me a corn husk that he wrote a legitimate nice message on. I still have it.
'Tis the season to get corn husks now, too. I got to stock up.
Ben will be there. You can sign a corn husk for Ben.
There you go. I know you were happy to see me when you just said, I will never say you live in the sticks again.
You were still the Stick Switch, but I've seen the sticks, James. And it looked back at me.
This is what I tell you. I don't live in the sticks. And you're, you live in the sticks. No, you'll see one day.
One day, I did. I did see the sticks. So what's on your mind tonight, James?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to call in and give a shout-out to my brother here and say hi. And...
He's correcting your story here.
Well, I mean, that was part of it. I won't lie.
We don't want Bob to be a fake news podcast.
Oh, my God.
No,
by the book. We're all by the book here.
That's right.
But
so,
I appreciate you, James, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Same here. Hope you have a good show tonight. I'll be listening.
Thanks, James. Appreciate you.
Thanks, James.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Love you, buddy. Thank you. Oh, that's a nice call.
we get different vantage points of the story.
Now, folks, you can call in. We have the open lines 219-845-1100. You can call and ask Jack or myself or Count Panic a question.
You're from Iowa.
If you're from, but please, you don't have to call in from Iowa. Queen of the Night, by the way, said she is going to bake you cookies for Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she messaged me and said to make sure to let you know you're going to get cookies.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't regret coming. Okay?
He was going to leave.
Yeah, I was on my way
out the door.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you leave that chair, I have it rigged up where if you leave it and you get too far, it just kind of retracts you back.
Oh,
so you're
okay.
stuck here for at least the moment.
Okay, just the moment.
Until the questions are done.
So I knew that, folks, if this is your first time ever watching or listening to Bob After Dark, we are your weekly show where we talk about legends, lore, and supernatural things that go bump in the night, lights in the sky, weird cryptid stories, and of course, Count Panic's favorite vampire movie.
Ooh, vampire movie. I mean, it's tough. I always go with the original Bela Lugosi Dracula one. I know it's a favorite of a lot of people, but I don't know. You can't beat Bela Lugosi as Dracula to me. I know yours is Lost Boys, right?
Lost Boys, you are correct. Jack, your favorite vampire movie?
Lost Boys 3.
Ooh, The Thirst.
Yes.
Because the tribe is number 2.
Yes.
Lost Boys 3 is such an underrated gem.
Yes, it is.
People don't ever talk about it. I'm like, they had holy water balloon cannons.
Yeah.
And Jaws 3.
Oh. Ugh.
No?
No.
There's
I've
a
never
vampire
seen
in
it.
Jaws, right?
I've never seen Jaws. I've seen Jaws for my first time recently. Not ish. But I've never seen the sequels. But I do know they're kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, wow. But you're saying that Lost Boys 3 is...
Lost Boys 3 is a gem.
the best of the series.
No. I didn't say that because number 1 exists. Stop.
I don't know about...
Lost Boys 3 is a great movie.
They're kind of the same.
And if you're... this episode will not be the definition of every episode of Bob After Dark you ever watched. I knew the second that I was bringing Jack in here that this was going to go completely off the rails. So
How does it usually go?
well, we have structure. You see, sometimes we do spooky news stories. We do that every week.
Okay.
And then we do the lore of the week. You would know this if you listen to the show. Then we do the lore of the week, and then we have the end credits, you see. But because I have a guest on, I skip the spooky news of the week, and I'm going to skip the lore of the week because you're the lore of the week.
Oh, you don't have to skip any of that.
Well, I am because I didn't bring any news articles.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to actually do work this episode. Here's the trick, right?
Good guess.
When you get it, listen, all my aspiring podcasters out there, book your show with as many guests as you possibly can, because then you don't have to do work.
This is why we're telling Jack he should get a guest. That way he doesn't have to do any work.
What do you think channeling Chavez is?
Wait,
It's a show with nothing but guests.
Well, no, at the Saturday, though.
Oh, yeah.
That way you don't have to put any work into it. You just get a guest.
You need to bring a guest with you.
Wait,
so you
hold
don't have
on,
to do
Bob.
work.
When you have guests, you're supposed to do research.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
research.
I do my research.
Oh, did you do your research to come here?
Oh, no.
No, that's
No.
what I thought.
I don't even know where I'm at right now. What is this?
Bob looked at your Wikipedia for a brief second.
Did you? What? Do you not? Do you have a Wikipedia page? Why don't you have a Wikipedia? Oh my God! Listen to all the Jackanites out there. Jackanites. The Jackanites out there. We need to get him on Wikipedia. This
You
man's
didn't say anything
fascinating.
else.
All right, we have a
We
caller.
have a call here. Take it live.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Jack.
Yes, sir?
So let me get this straight. So Bob has a car that breaks down,
Yes.
and he's laughing at you because you drive a carriage that doesn't break down.
It
Are
doesn't
you
make any
insinuating
sense.
that horses don't break down, John? Because that is not the truth. I've played Oregon Trail. I've never survived.
Jack, did you ever have a breakdown on your carriage?
No, I mean, the horses get tired, but you just water them.
There you go.
Yeah,
Give him the water.
No maintenance. I mean, you don't have to go out looking for parts, right?
that's right, yeah.
Horsepower.
You got to get a veterinarian, which is similar, the same thing.
But anyway, you know what? Seriously, Bob. So James is the one that drove 6 hours. to
James
rescue you
drove
there?
6 hours one way to come rescue me, and then
I tell
6
you what,
hours the other.
that's incredible. That you got and I'm serious about it. That you got a friend like him or anybody that would go I'm not saying you're not worth it. Don't get me wrong.
John sees my number on the phone. He's like, nope.
Hours,
Click.
6 hours to save, basically save you out of nowhere. I mean, that's a friend.
Well, John, I think Bob coerced him into doing it.
I'm kind of like the Tom Sawyer of the paranormal or in just real life. You want to paint my fence white? It's so much fun.
Yeah, there you go. And so, Jack, you're going to be there Saturday as well?
Yes, sir, I will.
Well, you got a heck of a line up there, Bob. I mean, every week I'm finding out different people that are going to be there, so I'm really excited about this. And hey, one more thing. This morning, Adriana, who was, I guess, the producer there at WJLB.
Yeah.
When you asked her about, if she believes in the paranormal and that, she says she does. She's Hispanic, obviously. Were you aware of that? Whatever she brought up, the name
La
of
Llorona, yeah. I've done an episode about her a very long time ago. It's the one word in Spanish I pronounce very well, La Llorona. The rest of it I can't do, but I can pronounce that word very well.
The two L's make a Y sound.
So what was it? So what is it that she's referring to?
It's Jack. You tell the story. You could do it better than me.
Yeah. So La Llorona is a spirit.
He could even make it sound better than I can. Sorry.
She's a spirit in Mexico, and the story is that she was a peasant girl that fell in love with a nobleman, and he got her pregnant, but he couldn't be with her because of the class division. So when she had her children and he rejected her, she became so distraught that she drowned her children in the river, and then she threw herself in the river, and then afterwards her spirit roams around various Mexican villages, calling out to her children. So
that's you know what, that's interesting. I never heard of something like that. I mean,
it's
and
a
the
very
way
wholesome story.
she was all, I wouldn't say excited, but she was well informed about this, and apparently, like you said, if it's something well known throughout the Mexican community or whatever, then it's nothing new to them if they follow the paranormal. But when she threw that out, I never heard of it. Now that's why I wanted to know what she was referring to.
Oh, well,
We learned something tonight.
Jack was able to do that off the top of his head. I'd have to look at some notes. But what he's not telling you is it's a story that parents tell their kids to keep them behaved, right?
Are they, or is it a true story?
I know it's a story that they'll tell their kids to keep them behaved. I didn't say it was true or not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a story, correct? That the
So
parents
are you
will tell their
saying
kids.
you're a skeptic in this, then, Bob?
No, I'm not, because La Llorona's been silent.
Wait a minute, Jack.
You caught him.
Jack, he said he didn't believe, but he said.
I know. Well, that's why La Llorona is going to go after him, because
If I hear the weeping woman tonight or the screaming woman tonight, I'm going to be very upset because I need to get some sleep.
And there will be, so I just heard also there are going to be some cookies there, huh?
That's specifically just for Jack.
Oh, Jack will share.
You know what, John? I'm going to share it with
Jack.
you and just you.
Okay, well, since I gave you a compliment about your carriage,
I appreciate
take
that.
half of that cookie anyway. So, but
You split the cookie.
hey, good show, and I'll keep on listening. So we'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday, John. Thanks for
Bye,
calling
John.
in. All right, folks, if you have a question, again, all lines are open, 219-845-1100. We have one more caller.
We have another call here. Let's see if I could do.
Caller, you're on the air.
Well. Channeling Chavez.
Well. Is this my good friend, Rob?
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say my last name. I was waiting.
Oh, I wasn't
I thought you
sure
were
if you
being
wanted your
suspenseful.
last name known.
Oh, okay, that's respectable. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually Tillian, Rob Tillian. So
It's Rob Tillian. Rob Tillian is a
Like
cryptozoologist.
Oh, how nice. Does he have his cryptozoology? Does he have his PhD in...
Of course he does.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
yep, on the wall. It's right there.
Where'd you get your degree from? Jack and I were just talking about on the show to get your
He got
paradigm.
it from Harvard.
Exactly. Yep.
We were talking earlier about parapsychology degrees, but that's pretty rad that you're a cryptozoologist. What's your favorite cryptid?
Okay, you're asking some big questions here. I felt like I was the one who was going to ask some questions. Let's see.
You're in a hot seat, man.
I mean, see, I want to say Dogman.
That's
the obvious one. It's such a terrifying concept, such a unique concept. But I don't know. I feel like Bigfoot is the OG. That's the original. You know, like that's so many people have seen it. It's got casts. There's so much lore to it, evidence for it. You know, I'm probably gonna have to say Bigfoot.
Excellent. Now, Rob, did you have some questions for myself, Jack, or Count Panic?
Well, I did have one. So I wanted to get Quantum Bigfoot in here. So well, first, like, what's your favorite Sasquatch film? There's I think 50 of them made. So I don't know if you've seen
Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and the
mine,
Hendersons.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a low bar.
Oh, come on. It was based on a true
besides
story.
Harry and the Hendersons, that's number one. That's like when you ask someone their favorite dinosaur, they always say T-Rex. It's like, okay, well,
No, dude, the tar spitting one from that got Newman in Jurassic Park 1. It's the best dinosaur.
You know what? I'm gonna say that the documentary on Sasquatch called Flash of Beauty that you could find on Tubi or YouTube. It's probably the best Bigfoot documentary I've ever seen.
Next to Harry and the Hendersons.
I've seen,
which is also a documentary.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite Count Panic's jokes. Is Harry and the Hendersons?
It is based on a documentary. It is documentary.
That's awesome.
Bob, what?
Sasquatch Massacre is I think that's what it's called. It's a really old, schlock grindhouse horror film. I think it's called Sasquatch Massacre, and it's
is it what exactly like it sounds?
My friend, it's
Sasquatch
a guy in a
beating people
Sasquatch
up.
scoop just ripping people's fake limbs off. It's pretty rad.
Now, he doesn't do that in real life, does he?
I don't know. People kind of Sasquatch is like the most feared thing in like the whole woods.
Yeah, but he was only, I think, he only provoked, I think, right? Or maybe I'm wrong about that. This is why we need a cryptozoologist right now.
Well, I did hear a story. Now, this was like when I was a kid, so I have to refresh on this. But I did hear a story in one of those like old 70s paperback books of like some guy. It was like two guys that went in the forest, and then one of them like made it out, and the other guy was presumed dead. And it was believed that the Sasquatch killed him. But I feel like that's just a sensationalist story. I don't think there's any evidence that actually happens. But I also know with the, the David Paulides work, the 411.
That's what I was going to bring up.
A lot of people believe that relates to Sasquatch, too.
Yeah, definitely. It's the idea that a lot of the people that go missing in national parks are actually kidnapped by Sasquatch. So that's a whole
Which
rabbit
we don't
hole
know,
right
right?
there.
It could be.
We got a text message saying Boggy Creek, which I've never seen.
That guy's a real one for that. That's a great film.
We're going to have a movie marathon, I think, now.
I appreciate that. Rob, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you.
Get Rob back.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Rob, we're going to have to bring Rob in as a guest. We'll have to bring you in as a guest next.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm being serious if you are.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm down.
Okay, Jack, I'll get his information from you.
All right,
post-show.
awesome.
That's great.
Look at that.
Look at that, and then I don't have to work on another show.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Rob, thanks so much for calling in, man.
Yeah, appreciat it, guys.
See you, Rob.
Take it easy.
There you go. That was Rob right there. Bob, how do you do it? You find a way to keep getting guests.
You make it sound like I'm a terrible host or something. I'm the Johnny Carson of the paranormal, for crying out loud.
There you go. Yeah. But, I mean, Jack now, Jack, how long have you had your, I'm going to ask a question, I guess, like Ed McMahon here. How long have you had your podcast, Jack?
I've been doing a podcast since actually earlier this year.
So
it started in the beginning of the year, and it's going strong. We film once a week and at a studio. And, it's me and my two buddies. I'm the host, and Rob, who just called, he's a spiritual advisor of the podcast.
Oh, fun.
And then my buddy, Mike Hellman, he is the editor.
How fun.
So they're behind the scenes, but, we all work together to put it,
We could use an editor here around here. Right?
Well, I am the editor, thank you very much.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, Mike Hellman is actually Emmy nominated.
Nice.
Editor. Yeah.
Bob's also
Bob, not an Emmy, a Hermes Award.
Yes.
I'm a Hermes Award-winning content maker.
Sure, okay.
That's a real award. I won it.
I know you did. I was not questioning it. I'm saying, sure, okay.
I'm not. I mean, the Emmy Award winning is a lot more prestigious than what I won. But I still
hear
won
you.
an award
Yeah.
once.
Well, I just remember, Jack, of course, a longtime caller of the show, has been on the show. You kind of swap places from a guest to a host, like you, Bob.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to get to is so let's shift gears. We've kind of gone off the rails for the first half. That's about par for the course, by the way.
Yeah.
And we are gonna have fun on the show regardless. So let's take it way back. Let's take it way back. Where does your love for the paranormal begin? Or the unexplained, or whatever you want to call it. Where does your love begin?
Probably at infancy.
No kidding.
Well, I mean, I've always been interested in the paranormal. It's not even an interest. It's a passion, to be honest.
It's a way of life, is what I tell people.
It really is. I mean, you invest so much into it, especially as busy as you are, and as busy as Panic and myself. It's like these are passions that we have for the paranormal. It happened organically as a kid. I didn't have a paranormal experience or anything like that. It was just books.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a kid's book. There was a kid's book in my class, and I remember it talked about a living T-Rex.
Okay.
That allegedly was seeing. It talked about fairies. It talked about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, the Jersey Devil, and it talked about pygmies.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it blew my mind. Like it was like taking DMT or something.
Sure.
It really did expand my mind, and I've never looked back. And when I was a kid, I was really into science, physics, geology, chemistry, earth science, and I really was going to go down that direction. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a scientist, and I didn't really know in what capacity, because I think I was a little too young to understand like what type of science. I just knew I wanted to be like a scientist, and I actually wanted to be a priest for a while there too. But the paranormal, I just went down this rabbit hole, and I kept going down, and it just graduated from there. I grew up watching. I didn't watch any of the reality shows because they weren't around when I was a kid.
No, we were talking about this morning. One of the earliest shows I could think of was called Scariest Places on Earth, and Linda Blair hosted that one.
I remember that one. Yeah,
that was in like 2002.
Yeah,
Vix and I were just rewatching that recently, and it holds up very poorly. But they didn't have they didn't have equipment or anything. They just gave cameras to these families, and they're like, "Go to Count Dracula's castle. Here, just go wander around with this camera for a while."
Exactly.
But anyway, go on. I just wanted a quick.
Well, speaking of that show, because I did watch it when I was a kid. There was a segment where they talk about the Jersey Devil. Yeah. And there was a group called the Devil Hunters. So in that segment, at the end of the segment, there's like they say like, oh, the team saw something that they refused to talk about, and they don't want to talk about it, and they just kind of moved on. Well, I became so interested in that I think I emailed at the time the team, and they emailed me back maybe a year later, and they said, "Oh, hey, thanks for reaching out, but we did not intend any of that to happen. That was all just the producers and clever editing, and none of that took place." So
now you're just telling me everything's fake. Thanks for peeling the curtain.
Well, that's how quote-unquote reality TV works, Bob.
I'm like, yeah, but man, they even had the Exorcist from Poltergeist was the narrator on that show. So I mean, they went all out for that one, man.
Yeah, I know. But I was already into the paranormal prior to any of that. Yeah. There was documentaries on the paranormal here and there. That I would watch.
If Unsolved Mysteries was everybody's like first paranormal show, I feel.
Sure, yeah, that I would watch that one, Unsolved Mysteries. I really actually was highly. I kind of had this obsession with missing persons cases. When I was a little kid. there was something about it that was otherworldly, that was really eerie. And from there it was UFOs, and then from there ghosts, and then cryptids, and it just kind of became a whole thing.
Sure.
So and now I'm doing ghost tours in Chicago and the Chicagoland area. I host public ghost investigations. And for that, what I do is I rent out a haunted location. I open it to the public. I give a short presentation on the history and the hauntings of the place. And then I give everyone ghost equipment so they can investigate on their own.
Sure.
And then I published there's an article, a local Chicago magazine, where I published a paranormal article on the Pilsen neighborhood, which is where I was living at the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's really taken off from there.
What was your favorite subject in the paranormal growing up? Because everybody had a favorite. Was it cryptozoology, or was it ghost stories, or?
No, so here's the thing. Honestly, when I discovered the paranormal, I discovered it through the original Charles Forts.
Okay.
So Charles Fort and John Keel were my introductions to the paranormal. So, in all honesty, ghosts and UFOs, they came a little bit later. It was what John Keel calls ultra-terrestrials, or the cosmic jesters, is what he calls them. And basically what these things are is it's the idea that there is an intelligence out there, an intelligence that's higher than us, that's able to communicate with us by shape-shifting. They appear as gods or spirits or extraterrestrials. And so that was actually my introduction to the paranormal.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Go on.
But yeah, but so it's funny because the more complex stuff came first.
I was going to say, Keel's that peels layers back. Most people, Chariots of Fire is usually somebody's introduction in the paranormal.
Yeah.
I know that's a big one.
Yeah. I read that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it or not, I never read it, but I know that I know the significance of Chariots of Fire. But Keel's high levels stuff, man. He's a genius, realistically, or a madman. I don't know.
He's both. He's a madman. He was a genius. He was. Yeah. And that was really my introduction, and I'm glad it was. You got to remember, I was a kid, and this stuff was complex.
Sure.
But I was obsessed with it, and I'm glad I had that. And then later on, I got into the foundational stuff, like haunted mansions, and the Betty and Barney Hill abduction, UFO abduction, things like that. So it made me understand the paranormal better when I got down to the basics after the complexities. So
what was your do you have a favorite memory of something you learned for the first time and you're like, yeah, this is my jam? Because for me it was Mothman. I learned about Mothman through my experience and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But out of all my paranormal research, Mothman I'll always think is my favorite. Out of ghosts, cryptids, UFO, et cetera, Mothman's my totem. That's my comfort place.
Yeah.
So how about you?
I think it was actually visions.
Okay.
People's visions of various things is what really inspired me to go down that rabbit hole. And the reason why is because, when you're a kid, you have this foundation of what to believe and what you're taught in terms of just the way the world works, religion, things like that. But when I discovered that there are individuals throughout history and even right now throughout the world that they have visions of other gods, it made me think as a little kid, oh, wait a minute. What about the religion that I grew up with? I'm like, these people are seeing visions of other gods, so what does that mean? The implication was fascinating. It's what does that mean for the world that that I know, that I'm familiar with. So it just shattered everything.
Sure.
And I needed to like start anew. So yeah, visions. I actually wrote a paper in college about visionary experiences.
What can you give me an example of one that you have a fond like attachment to, like a case?
Particular vision?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a Buddhist goddess named Kuan Yin,
Okay.
and honestly, I forgot what country this was in, but it was an Asian country, and people saw her in the sky. They saw, and it was like hundreds of people saw the image of Kuan Yin, and they described it like it was in detail, and she was there to bring peace to people. So I remember that's the one that was one of many that got me when I was a kid. So
That's fascinating. Man.
yeah, exactly.
Was there anything that frightened you when you were doing this research as a kid?
Not really, because I didn't see the paranormal as something scary. I mean, I can't say I was immune to fear because I was little. So yeah, I guess the ghost stories would spook me,
Sure.
but not other aspects of the paranormal. None of the extraterrestrial stuff, or none of the cryptid stuff, none of the psychic phenomena. But yeah, sometimes the ghost stuff would spook me because I was so young.
Sure, of course.
You know.
Count Panic, you still
I was
awake
gonna
back
say,
there?
who wouldn't be spooked by ghost stuff, Bob?
Absolutely. Remember, folks, our hotline is open, 219-845-1100. Make Count Panic get to work.
We gotta get some phone calls for sure. I gotta ask Jack though, what's the being now a podcaster? What's the hardest part? And then we'll ask Bob what's his hardest part as well. We'll compare the two hosts.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the hardest part about doing a podcast?
Getting guests.
Getting guests.
Getting guests is difficult
I
because
imagine.
you have to.
I've never been a guest on Channeling Chavez. I've never been asked. I just want to point that out there. So it can't be that hard.
He's saving you for sweeps week, I think. But you try to. Is that the format? You gotta get a guest every week, or can you take a break from guests too?
No. I get a guest every week.
You have to get a rest.
Yeah, I get a guest every week, and I'll get you on, Bob. Don't you worry. I'll get you on.
Don't worry. I only had to shake you down to book me as a guest at your paranormal con. Literally had him upside down, shaking him. Get me in your con.
To be fair, it took Jack 7 years to get in the studio.
Yes.
Yeah, but I still call the guy randomly. That's my favorite part is when I bother him and Rob on a Tuesday night.
You know
But
what,
now he
Bob?
just knows it's happening, though.
You know what? As soon as Count Panda comes on, then you're that's.
There we go. I'm booked next week, I think.
Oh, I'm kidding.
But so that getting guests for you.
Getting guests is pretty difficult. I wouldn't say like interviewing them. That's it comes natural to me. Sometimes I do research on some of the guests, like if they're an author, I'll read their book.
See, Bob, he does research on his guests.
I do plenty of research on my guests. Thank you very much.
I know you do.
I find them. Thank you.
There you go.
But yeah, I do research on them, and but yeah, getting the guests because you're relying on other people's timetable, and I've already had a few guests the day of cancel, and that's very frustrating because it's a whole setup that we have. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but it's a lot of fun. So basically, it's called Channeling Chavez. It's on YouTube. Chavez, my last name, Channeling Chavez, and I talk to people about the paranormal. And I talk to them about their experiences or about their research. And honestly, we go off the rails because half the time it's not even about the paranormal. I mean, we've talked about childhood trauma on the show. We've had guests cry on the show.
Wow.
It's awesome.
I can honestly say I've never had someone cry on I think I cried once.
You cried.
I've cried.
Tears of joy, though, I think.
Tears of joy.
Count Panic's been holding on to this montage for years, and he's like, "I've been editing." Of course, Bob's cried. I've edited it. Here. Look, get to the video.
Let's cue it up.
Cue it up.
Well, there. That sounds like a very emotional ride there. Now, Bob, what is as a podcaster? What's the hardest part for you?
I'm a weekly show. And it is brutal to be a weekly content creator.
Oh, I know.
Most podcasts out there are biweekly or
Yeah.
monthly, and I envy people that are able to do it biweekly and monthly because it's like, man, this is my job, so it's a little different
Yeah.
than most people, but I still put a ton of work into my show. But man, it's rough when it's every week and you got to find a new topic every week. That's the hard part, is trying to keep things new and fresh when you're in the creative process, because yeah, man, I do a podcast about ghosts, but how many ghost stories are there in the world? I guess the answer is infinite, because I'm still doing this and I still have people requesting things to this day.
Yeah.
But I would say it's just trying to keep things fresh and interesting, especially the longevity of Bob After Dark, 5 years as a podcast, 7 years as a radio show. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
I'm glad we got the answer questions there. But here's the thing, Bob. We could start doing a yearly show.
That would be the easiest schedule ever, man.
Wait, when you come up with a topic, do you do it like the week of, or do you have like a list of things? For
It
the
depends.
upcoming
Like
weeks?
October, I knew what I was doing in October and July, or
Yeah.
like I had an idea of what I wanted to do in July. And then, yeah, so it's sometimes week to week. It just depends on what my mood's in. Sometimes I'll pick out a topic like a list. Sometimes I know I have a guest.
Yeah.
Sometimes Count Panic books a guest and doesn't tell me.
That happened before.
That
I think
happened. I was going
we
to
should do
fight
like a big board of topics and just throw a dart at it. And whatever happens, we're trying to talk about that.
Ghostly Podcast did they have a hotline now that you can call into, like we have ours, but they have one that's pre-recorded. And I've been the only one to call in on their program, so I just had them call in and do a segment on the Polish Disco Demon.
Yeah.
And they're like, we made a whole mini episode about it. I was like, man, the Polish Disco Demon's got like a 3-sentence description in the Cryptid Wiki. I love it. It's the greatest 3 sentences I think I've ever read in history.
He did an episode on it.
I cannot do an episode on 3 sentences. I can't.
You can though. You can.
Oh, that's right. It was combined with some other ones, that episode, right?
It was the top 5 or top 10
Yeah.
shortest story cryptids or something.
Yeah. Well, that's one of them.
But so you can do an episode about the
So
Polish
what you
Disco
do is
Demon.
you break it down then. So the disco demon is like
the Polish Disco Demon. That's the specific name. You got to say the full name.
Because there's a bunch of others.
There's
So-
there's
so
an
he-
Argentinian Disco Demon.
See, that's what I'm saying. So like you could branch off. You could look at you could look at the urban legend of it. You could look at like the sociological aspect of the urban legends. You could look at the disco demons from other places. You could do it. You got this.
I think John listening is the Polish Disco Demon. To be honest,
Yeah. It was about him.
him and my dad rest his soul. Okay, so back to Jack here. Jack, so you're growing up and you're the weirdo in your class that likes to talk about ghosts, because there's always the one kid that's really into ghosts in your school.
I knew better than to talk about it.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
Joke's on them. I'm on the radio now, suckers. I'm on local AM/FM radio.
There you go.
That's awesome.
It's a joke. I joke. I
Well, you are though.
yeah, I guess I am on the
Here we
radio.
are.
It's not a joke.
No, it's not. I'm joking about being on here.
I got to check to see if we're still on.
Are we still
No,
on?
we're still on.
Well, if we weren't on, I was going to be very upset.
We weren't recording this whole time.
We would have
Not
started
kidding,
over.
I'm
I would have started over. You think I'm joking?
Well, now that we mention it, I'm worried that it might happen, but knock on wood, it's not happening. But no, it's going to be in the can. Don't worry, Bob.
Has it happened before?
Here we've had things happen where
Yeah.
we've had things where tech will go down or the radio signal will crash.
But the recording still picks up, so we're still good with that.
yes, of course, that's what we turn into the podcast form.
This is behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, this is the
I like
peek
it.
behind the camera, peek behind the curtain. I'll have to edit this out. I'm not going to edit it out. That's a lot of work.
Well, Jack's on the YouTube too. You probably have a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, we were showing him the studio, but he might know some of this stuff already from a podcast. You
Yeah,
know,
we
the
have
camera.
2 cameras.
Yeah, see?
Do you have a camera? You have a
With
you
YouTube.
have what kind of question is that?
Well, I'm saying.
I mean, you could be using his phone as a camera and
That's
it's still
true,
having
too,
a
but
camera.
Is it a phone or is it a camera?
No, it's an actual camera.
An actual camera. There you have it, Bob. An actual camera.
That's what the people want to know about.
I know. This is what we booked Jack to drive all the way
You know,
out here to talk about. Is Jack's
who's
camera
controlling?
work.
So it's 2 camera
There's 2
operation.
we have 2 cameras here.
That's true.
We
used to have 3.
We used to have 3. Now we just have the 2 cameras set up.
Well, Jack, this is as a guest. You're supposed to bring a clip of your show. That way, I could play a clip.
Oh, see, Bob didn't notify me of this.
You know, the talk shows, they say, let's play a clip of the show. And then we play a clip of the show.
That's asking too much.
You know,
Comment.
Panic. Why don't we do that? But then it's like just Bugs Bunny. Just
That
like,
could be the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warner
We'd
Brothers
have to
cartoon.
find something in the public domain. Everybody's spooky, scary skeletons. Not the song, but the cartoon.
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie's in the public domain. So is Spooky, Scary Skeletons.
Winnie
as
the
of this
Pooh.
year. Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain, I
No.
believe.
Remember, they made a horror movie about him because he was out.
That's what I'm saying. The public domain.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you're right. Public domain.
Yes.
So we could do a episode on Winnie the Pooh.
We did an episode about Disney before.
That's
Haunted
right.
Disney World.
How did we get away with it?
I mean, it's public knowledge, I guess.
Walt.
Okay, can we get back to Jack
Go
now?
ahead, go back to Jack.
So you grow up and you're doing this, and as a teenager, does your interest grow even more?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So what are you studying hardcore as like a teenager? Because you're reading these picture books as a kid about the paranormal.
Yeah.
So what are you okay over there? Do you need some water?
No, I'm still laughing at what Panic was saying.
About the camera?
Yeah, about Walt Disney. And
Walt
stuff
Disney,
like
yeah.
that,
Don't get him mad.
But,
They'll thaw right out.
see, that's what I was gonna say. Actually, that he probably is actually frozen.
Did we do an episode on that, Bob?
We did. I told you we did enough. Well, okay, so I did it way back in the pandemic.
There you go.
And that was a Steve and me episode. I think it's time to redo it.
Frozen Walt Disney.
Yes, is Disney World haunted by Walt himself? And that was
you
the
go.
episode. But can I get back to Jack now?
Yes, go ahead.
You did it yourself this
I
time.
know, but that was funny.
So what did you start studying as a teenager? Or was it more like, did you brave yourself on writing other people, or?
You honestly, it was more of I would just spread out. Everything
Sure.
from angelology, which is the study of angels, to demonology, to Charles Fort talks about mysterious rings of fish, or mysterious rings of unknown substances, and that still happens to this day too. It's an unexplained phenomena. So yeah, it was just more stuff, and then in my 20s, I just kept at it, and I remember when I first started helping out with ghost tours, somebody told me you're gonna have to wait like 10 years to start making money in the paranormal, like at all, and even then, it's not gonna be a lot. But
I can confirm.
But that same year, I started making money, so it was really good. I mean, that's nothing lucrative, but I started making money, and it was just awesome, So doing the tours, and now I do presentations as well in libraries and stuff like that. So yeah,
That's pretty neat, man. What is your favorite topic these days to research about?
You okay?
Yeah, dude.
I thought you saw a ghost or something.
No, I was glancing at the clock. It's my cadence. I'm looking at you, and I take a quick glance at the clock.
I was like, oh no, did Count Panic turn into a bat or something?
Legitimately, at the old studio, we had to do a show there, and I had Steve with me, and I'm looking at him one of the episodes, and his face just goes like this. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, we'll talk about it after the show. And I was like, okay. And we talked about it after. He's like, man, there was a shadow that walked by the window, stopped, and kept going.
Oh, wow.
And that happened live during the recording of a Bob After Dark episode. This was years ago. So
That's
yes,
awesome.
that was pretty cool. The old studio is so neat.
I got to check that out.
Yeah,
because you told me about it before.
Yeah, it's neat. It's my favorite place to investigate.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite topics to look at these days as a researcher?
Yeah, so there is this little known phenomenon called the phantom clown phenomenon.
Tell me about it because I don't know about it.
Okay, so the researcher and cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman actually came up with the term in his book Mysterious America.
Okay.
And he talks about how in the early 80s, 1981 to be precise, around Maryland, there was all these clown sightings that were cited by kids.
Okay.
And it was like after school, and these clowns, these guys dressed in clowns would like try to lure the kids into like their vans or telling them like, hey, I got, candy and stuff like that. But here's the thing about this. It kind of like turned into this urban legend because it was happening everywhere. Mm-hmm. All the school districts were experiencing this to the point where there was a police investigation. Various police districts investigated this, but nobody was ever apprehended. Nobody was ever arrested, and it kept happening. Mm-hmm. Eventually, these sightings subsided, but it spread to the Midwest. There were sightings in Kansas, in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and again, nobody was ever arrested. Also, sightings started happening in the UK. There's even, doing research, I found that there was this clown sightings epidemic in South America as well. And what's interesting is that nobody was ever arrested for these. Now, you could say, well, this is how urban legends, spread, where there's like nothing, there's nothing to them except, just stories that are told by kids. But I feel like, just like a lot of urban legends, there are kernels of truth to these things. Yes, when those sightings were happening in the East Coast, it was in a paper, but from my research, because I've looked into newspaper archives, and Lauren Coleman even talks about this as well, you don't, those were for local papers. Those papers weren't, our papers in the Midwest didn't talk about it.
Right.
So how did the kids in the Midwest know to tell stories about what kids are seeing in the East Coast? And then how did the kids in the UK know? Right. How did the kids in the South America know?
And this is prior to the internet, too.
Right, yeah.
Now, at least.
Early 80s.
Oh, yeah, so we didn't even have it.
Yeah. And then going into the 80s and into the 90s as well.
Sure.
So it's really mysterious. Excuse me. And now you also have what's called phantom social workers. Now, this happened in the UK. A lot of these alleged social workers were knocking on people's door saying that they have to come in because there's been a complaint and they have to check their child. And then people were like, what the heck is going on? It's like, okay, and then so they would be like, they would examine the child and they're like, yeah, we have to take your child. And then as soon as people would protest what's taking place, like, hey, what the heck? These social workers, they would immediately leave.
Okay.
Now, usually they were women social workers.
Okay.
So, again, this was going all around. Newspapers got a hold of it, and to the point where there was a police investigation. It was called Operation Childcare, where they would try to bust these social workers because they were thinking, they were part of some nefarious organization that's trying to take the kids. But again, nobody was ever caught. Nobody ever was ever apprehended. And after a couple months, it just disappeared.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So what's the connection between these phantom clown sightings and what's called the phantom social workers, also known as bogus social workers? Well, if you look at things like what's called the Men in Black.
I was about to say that. It reminds me of the Men in Black story.
Yeah. I'm sure your audience knows, but just in case they don't know, the Men in Black are these individuals that will approach UFO witnesses and just ask them bizarre questions like, hey, what did you see? Did you tell anybody? It may be in your best interest not to say anything. But the thing with these, with these men in black, is they weren't quite human. They didn't always appear human. Sometimes they did. Sometimes they didn't. They were described as very pale, pasty skin. They were said to not understand simple instruments like eating utensils or pens. There was even one where a man in black was raising his voice to a witness saying, telling them that they shouldn't talk about their sighting. And all of a sudden his voice became very robotic. And he said, I have to go, my power is running out. And he left the room and he disappeared. What if these things, these clowns, these social workers, these men in black, what if they're not human, but humanoid? What if it's some other intelligence that is visiting people? And, we get reports of mysterious strangers all the time going back into history. During biblical times, people are said to encounter angels, and they are said to, perform these miracles. So what if there's a connection between all of these things? What if we're not on top of the food chain, but a higher cognitive beings are?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
See, this makes you think, Bob.
Oh, it does 100%.
Yeah. It makes you think about the whole shebang there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's rare we get deep here on Bob After Dark.
What?
We don't mean in a bad way, but it's rare that we get the
Oh yeah, it's rare that we tell a story on the show. Is what you're getting at.
kind of deep in there.
What do you mean? We talk about topics like this all the time.
I didn't mean to stop.
Oh
I
my
didn't mean to
word!
sound bad. I mean,
Jack After Dark. That's
we could.
Panic, this is strike two.
Jack, are you hiring on your podcast? I might need a.
We do need a vampire
wearing a cape. Yeah, here, but no, that's very insightful there, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the research that I'm doing right now, and I'm writing a book on this. It's not going to be a big book. It's not going to be long.
Will it have pictures? Because Scott Panic can't read it. There's no pictures.
There will be
pictures.
pictures.
There will be. You hear that?
I need all the illustrations I can take there, Jack.
Yeah. That's funny. There will be pictures for sure. Yeah, because I also like to look at visuals.
Will it be a coloring book?
Paranormal coloring book. That's an idea.
Yeah.
That actually is a good idea.
Yeah. That's
Don't
not
give
bad.
the secrets out. And Bob,
I'm writing his forward. I'm writing the forward in the book. Don't forget, you promised me that I could write the forward in your book.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, well, did you promise it to somebody else now?
I actually might have, but we'll talk about that.
You have a
later.
couple forwards.
Jack, you promised me years ago
Yes.
that I could write the forward in your book.
You could write the backward.
I'm writing the other person could write the backward. I'm writing the forward.
backward.
The other person could write the
forwards.
the index. I called writing the forward in your book.
You could write the table of contents.
She's got this on tape here.
Fine, you're going to dedicate the book to me then.
Yeah, no, you could still write the forward.
Okay, that's what I like. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the book about?
So it's about what I was discussing. It's basically about the phantom clown phenomena. The idea that clowns are connected to the unexplained. They're connected to paranormal phenomena. So it's the idea that clowns are an archetype. The psychologist Carl Jung, he talks about archetypes. Archetypes are basically these primordial images that collectively humankind have in their heads. So when you look at art and architecture throughout history, there is a commonality. For example, the serpent is a symbol of wisdom across cultures. That's one example. The old man is a symbol of wisdom as well across various cultures. And it's things like that. The sun is a symbol of spiritual awakening, archetypes. And one of these archetypes is the jester or the clown. It's a very old archetype. I mean, when people take hallucinogenics, when people take ayahuasca or DMT, they will encounter these jester-like entities during their trip. Sometimes they encounter these mantis beings, like mantis aliens. They encounter mantis beings, which is a whole other rabbit hole. Or another common one is these blue-skinned beings that they encounter. And like I said, the jester is one of them. So I'm going to talk about that. And, do these symbols, do they come from somewhere ancient, somewhere primordial? Is there a substance to them? The philosopher Plato, he talked about forms. And these forms are basically a precursor to Carl Jung's archetypes. It's the idea that everything in the world has a pinnacle of. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm really butchering this description, but
you fooling me. You sound like you know exactly what you're saying, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am doing a lot of research into it, but yeah, I just and it's funny because I don't really have a particular interest in clowns at all.
Not a fan of the Insane Clown Posse, then.
You know what? They're gonna write the forward to my book.
They're crazy.
Violent J and Shady 2.
Yeah, Violent J, yeah.
They're going to write your forward in your book. That is the most lore on the Insane Clown Posse as my fan base is ever going to know coming out of my mouth. Is yes, I do know the singers of the Insane Clown Posse's name. I do know both of them.
That's funny. Yeah.
And I know that there's a whole clique of them outside of the two. That's what I know. And they're the Dark Carnival. That's the extent of it.
Oh, you know about the Dark Carnival.
That's
okay.
the extent of it, folks. I don't know.
We're going to get Bob at the gathering of the Juggalos.
Listen, if the gathering of the Juggalos want to give me a press badge like Riot Fest did, me and Count Panic will go to the gathering.
We'll wear the clown makeup, too.
I'll pass.
No, that's the...
No!
Gotta do that.
Yes.
I'm too sweaty for it, man. I'm a sweaty individual.
All those people are.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Now you're going to upset all of the Juggalo fans on our show.
I don't want
Juggalo
that
and Juggalettes
either, no.
here. That's not nice.
No, that's not nice.
Hey, if I could get some Juggalettes to read my book, that'd be great.
That could be a live act on stage there, yeah.
Jack, you want to vend the gathering of Juggalos?
I actually do.
Yeah, I think we both do. You could have a booth right next to mine.
That'd be awesome, actually. I feel like there's a lot of moshing that takes place there, so we got to be careful.
We'll be outside the pits, man.
Oh no! I want my table like right at the edge.
You want
to? Yeah.
Excuse me. Can you give me a quick interview about the culture of the Juggalo, please?
Can I have some Fago, please?
Please. Fago baptism is what they call it. You know, that's a whole thing.
Oh, I know.
You think I'm joking? And the people at home, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is a whole culture. There is a whole subculture in this world of fans that are fans of this music group called the Insane Clown Posse, and they are incredibly popular to these fans, and these fans are loyal.
Yes, they are.
They are the most loyal fans to any music base you will ever find, ever. Yeah. Ever. And that's the extent of where we're getting at with that.
They're like our fans.
You know what? This is great, Bob. From Carl Jung to ICP.
Are you having a good time?
Where else can you get?
Are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious.
I thought you were joking.
Well, I'm joking, but this is awesome.
I told you.
And this is stuff you could hear Saturday. In person.
Yeah, only on Bob After Dark. You get from Peel to J.
On Bob After Dark, you get Plato, you get Carl Jung, and you get Insane Clown Posse.
That's
nowhere else.
No, Jack, we're running out of time here.
We got a couple more hours.
How long does your podcast go for?
We usually go over an hour or
Okay.
just less than an hour.
All right, we're about that.
We're over an hour right now, which is fine, but I have to edit this. He says it's fine, but I'm the one that has to edit it.
Oh, there's
What are you gonna edit out?
Is there editing? Yes, I edit the show every week.
No, I want all of this in there. All of this, Bob.
Oh, I'm not going to edit our conversations down. There might be pauses I might edit down, but the conversation stays.
There's no pauses.
There might be a pause. Like right now, there was a pause. I might edit down a little bit. I might edit that down a little bit. We'll see.
Now I want people to see the raw Bob.
The raw Bob.
Yeah.
There's not too much going on there. The raw Bob.
That could be a good podcast too. The
The raw Bob. I don't know, man. People don't want that. They enjoy the paranormal goofy guy. They don't need to know everything else. I assure you that. Now, Jack, I had a couple more questions for you. What fuels your love for the paranormal? What is it about the paranormal that you wake up to and you're like, this is my life, this is what I want to do, or this is what I'm going to dedicate my special interest to, whatever it might be. Like, what is it?
It's the unknown. It's the idea that our world is much bigger than what we think it is. Mm-hmm. That reality is much more complex. It's much more layered than what we think it is.
Okay.
And that's exciting. It's fascinating. You know, we live in this very basic world of concrete and just monotony and all this other stuff, and the idea that the world is scarier and more beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, ghosts are spooky, but they're also, I mean, the idea of ghosts existing is just, it's beautiful, honestly. It's, we carry on. It means we carry on after death. In what way, shape, or form, I don't know, but there's something of us that exists, you know. And for things like Sasquatch, if Sasquatch exists, which I think it does, you know, I think it means that the world is much deeper than what we explore in the physical world, because they're hiding out in the dark right there. Unless you think that Sasquatch is interdimensional, which is a whole other thing, which I think it is.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Window dimension, et cetera, getting in and out of it. I like to think of Bigfoot as a interdimensional traveler, but that's beside the point.
The paranormal is it's a religious experience, and guess I'm looking for truth.
There is one more story I want to talk about with you before we cut it a night here.
Now remember, Bob, this is a family show.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Right. Can you tell our fans about the kangaroo sighting that you interviewed the lady for, and she got very upset?
Oh, you remember that?
Jack, I remember lots of things what people tell me when I find them fascinating. Can you tell the story about the kangaroo, because it's such it's a cryptid story, really it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, so throughout the country here and there, there was what's called phantom kangaroo sightings, phantom kangaroos. And in the Midwest, there was a couple of sightings of kangaroos in the wild, which obviously they are not native to the U.S. And in Chicago, there was actually a couple sightings in the Chicagoland area. So I was reading up on this, and there was a woman who saw it. She was on her porch, and she saw a kangaroo hopping in front of her porch. And somebody collected her report. And this was, oh gosh, I want to say this sighting took place in the 70s, I believe.
Okay.
So, I honestly, I don't remember her name now, but she had a unique name.
Okay.
So I was like, huh. It made me think, right? So I typed her name in Google in the yellow pages, and I came up. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call her and see if this is her. So I called a number, and an elderly woman answered, And I said, "Hi, ma'am. I gave my introduction. I said, my name is Jack Chavez. I didn't say paranormal researcher. I said I'm a researcher, and I was doing some research, and I found these group of sightings in the Chicagoland area, and your name came up, and it's now known as the Phantom Kangaroos. So I just wanted to kind of get." She got so upset with me, and then she goes, "I never said they were phantoms. I didn't say that they were ghosts or anything like that. Like what?" She goes, why can't it just be an escaped kangaroo?" And I go, I did not expect her to get upset. Now, well, not this upset.
The hindsight, folks.
Now, I've done this many times before where I try to contact witnesses
Sure.
that I find in books or articles or things like that. And, I'm always prepared for them to be like, "Hey, this isn't my thing. I don't want to talk about this." Or them just not being the correct person, right? So
Sure.
I'm prepared for that. But, man, did this lady get so upset with me. I don't know why. But, yeah, she was just like, what? You're calling them phantoms. Why are you calling them that? And I go, well, that's just the name because, it's a mystery. It's not that they're actual, ghostly phantoms. But she didn't want to hear any of it. And she goes, well, I have nothing to say. And I said, okay, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
I love that story. It's such a good story.
Yeah.
Panic, you ever see a kangaroo?
I've never seen one, Bob. I only see them on TV and films, Kangaroo Jack and stuff like that, but never in person. They're not really around the region too much, are they?
Well, according to these witnesses that have seen
Well,
kangaroos.
yeah, but you got to go to where?
Yeah.
Australia.
You got to go to Australia or the zoo.
The zoo.
Yeah.
All right. So we are out of time, and there is
Sure.
a tradition here on Bob After Dark when I have a brand new guest on. I make them give a piece of advice to the audience, a quip, a limerick, if you will, or a haiku, whatever you want. You have to give some sort of
Advice?
It could be anything.
Poem.
Some sort of moment of epiphany.
I'd say keep watching Bob After Dark.
There we go.
Your checks in the mail,
Keep
buddy.
watching Bob After Dark.
More cookies
because,
for you.
Bob and Panic, I've been watching you guys for years.
I'm
And,
sorry.
And I mentioned Charles Fort and I mentioned John Keel, and these guys were inspirations for me. But you guys have been inspirations for all your hard work and for keep doing this all the time. So I appreciate, when I first met you, and I was, as I am now, just a nobody, but you were so nice to me, the both of you, and you gave me all this merch, and, I just kept on watching you, and I'm really glad that we're friends now.
Oh yeah.
Look at a heartwarming end to this.
I mean,
show.
we're friends. We're good friends. You help me out. We try to help each other out, and I really appreciate everything you do in terms of our friendship and just for the people, for the audience. So thank you, and keep watching Bob After Dark.
Well, thank you, Jack. That's very kind.
Maybe
of
Bob
you.
will actually cry now.
I might have a tear forming in my eye here.
It's very nice of you.
No, Count Panic, do you have any closing words for the audience this evening?
Well, if you want to meet Jack in person, if you're in the Chicagoland area, sharing is caring. You got to do the final pitch here, Bob.
Sometimes scaring is caring. You're hosting the darn thing.
Sometimes scaring is. I'll get the name right. Sometimes scaring is caring. Club Cuyahoga, East Chicago, 5220 Indianapolis Boulevard. 6 p.m. doors open, 7 p.m. the podcast start. It's Bob After Dark. It's Channeling Chavez. It's the Ghostly Podcast, Pat and Rebecca. Spirits are going to be there. Drinking spirits will be there. We're going to have vendors. The Ecto One will be outside to help guide you because there's going to be a building in front of Club Cuyahoga. So
Yes,
Ecto
when you
One.
see the plumbing building, it's behind it.
Yeah, behind the plumbing building.
Yes.
Don't go to the plumbing building.
No, you might get a little confused.
You'll be waiting for a while.
And the Rolling Stones are going to be there, right, to perform?
Sure.
Yeah, it's on the Bob After Dark budget. The Rolling Stones, I mean, it's it's a really bad Mick Jagger impersonator.
And it's Bob.
It's realistically me.
It's Bob.
Start me up. Come on, start me up and never stop. See?
Now we owe the Rolling
is
Stones
great.
money.
Boo-da-doo.
But that's my final word.
They call me Bob Jagger, you
There
see.
you go. Moves like Bob.
Folks, thanks for watching and listening to another episode of Bob After Dark. On behalf of me and Count Panic and our guest tonight, Jack, I just want to say good night to all of you, to my mom, sweet dreams, to my dad, wherever you are in the universe. I hope you're happy, comfortable doing whatever it is that you want to be doing. And to Tiff, I hope you have the sweetest dreams of them all. Good night, everybody. Remember, the two most important rules of Bob After Dark are not all who wander are lost, and as above, so below. Until next time.
Memoriam Development.
Go.